Hello YouTube, Luigi here. You know, one of the really cool advantages of subscribing to as many knife people as I do on YouTube is that some of them, not all by any means, but some of them are courteous enough to share with their viewers when they find a deal. They call them deal alerts. And I've seen several of these. Many of them I'm not interested in. Some of them I really am. This was one that's been on my radar for a very long time, except I always thought it a little too costly. This is the Cold Steel Mini Recon 1. And the deal came from KnifeCenter.com. This was $34, which is about half of what I was finding it for on eBay. So this truly was a deal. Let's open it up. And some alleged deals are, oh, look at this. I heard this. They give you another pocket clip in case you want to reverse it, recognizing that the geometry of one side might be the mirror image of the other side, and therefore the clip should be the mirror image of the clip on the other side, not trying to transfer the same clip to do double duty where it simply doesn't work. Probably most left-handed people will tell you that. Let's see what we have here. Okay, it comes in a bubble wrap condom. Like I say, I've had my eye on this knife for a long time. Here we have it. It has very aggressive G10. In fact, they say this is a pocket shredder. If you don't remove this clip, it's a very stiff clip at that. If you don't remove it and sand off the area underneath it, your pants are toast, man. So you can see we have tip up right side. This is the default. There's the recess and the holes for the second clip are here, but the second, you can't reverse this to the other side, which I think is good thinking. This, you see the mid lock here. This is part of Cold Steel's famous triad lock system, which, as I understand the way it works, both the positive pressure and the negative pressure on the blade are transferred to the stop pin, not necessarily the locking rocker bar. And apparently it's quite an innovation and unique to Cold Steel. And that's good for them. Let's open it up. There, we got a good flick on that. Recon 1. This is the clip blade. I'm always partial to clips. I like clips. It's a 3-inch blade, but I also like their spear point. I've grown to like spear points, and their spear point is quite handsome to me as well. I would have been happy with that as well, but clips are like a slight favorite over drop points. Now, we have a 3-inch AUS 8 steel hollow ground blade. It's not a real high hollow ground. There's that flat part that you can put your sharpening thing. Some people talk about how the thumb studs get in the way of that. Well, look at this. You see the slot there for a flat screwdriver? I don't know if you can see it. Well, you can remove this stud. There it is. You can remove the stud for sharpening purposes, and people with those sharpening systems really like that. Now, I said this is AUS 8. You know, it's made in Taiwan. The Taiwanese would much rather buy Japanese steels than Chinese steels. It's just the nature of the politics of the region. So this is an AUS 8 blade. Now, the biggest downfall that everybody talks about with any Cold Steel knife is the flimsiness of their coating. This is not a DLC. It's not a powder coat. It's not a titanium carbonitride coating. It's something really scuffable like Teflon or even paint. And yeah, I like a patina on a blade. I like tools to show that they've been loved and used. But this stuff scuffs off way too quickly from what I've seen with other people's knives. And it's just the nature of the beast. I knew that going into it. I bought it nonetheless. It has a Torx pivot. And it's closed back, obviously, because of the triad locking system. You see a lanyard hole. And it has thick, heavy, rugged G10 scales with no metal inset liners whatsoever. And it is, I can't, with all my strength, I can't depress this, deform this in any way. This is a rugged, solid knife. This is the Mini. I would say this is definitely, with a 3-inch blade, definitely EDC, utility. If you want the larger tactical blade, get the one that's not the Mini, the full-size Recon. It's a monster. You know, it's got a 4-inch blade, and it's a big knife. And this was, I usually like big knives because they give me a full 4-finger grip, but I have that here. I have that here with this one. It's a good size for me, except for the pocket shredding clip. We got to do something about that. You know, in one of my early videos called Do's and Don'ts for Knife Makers, I exhorted them to put a little smooth area under the contact tab of every pocket clip. I mean, what the hell is so difficult about that? You know? What's so difficult about that? I think we've covered it all. Oh, the unlocking mechanism. This will fold, but not slice this will drop, I mean, but not slice your finger off, just with a press of the mid-lock, which releases the tri-lock. So I like that. So, in other words, it is one-hand closing. One-hand opening, one-hand closing. So there. I mean, a lot of people think that backlocks are not necessarily one-hand closing, and believe me, some of them are not. That's true. But some of the looser ones where if you press it and it falls, those you can get your hands around and close with one hand. All right, everybody, you have seen this. I am happy to have this. I am happy to have found it at such a good price. That I don't know if that deal is still going on, but it was at knifecenter.com. They're located in Virginia, and they ship very quickly. Okay, everybody, good night. God bless you. Take good care and stay safe out there. Bye-bye.